wonder if the difference in color has something to do with the...
I would like to make this again with actual egg white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that would make all the difference.
I think that's the secret to the photo presentation they have on their website.
Yep.
That they clearly... This goes back to like some of the very first episodes we did involving the cocktails. Because like the cocktails on the I don't know, manufacturer's website, the distillery's website or whatever, do not match the finished product when you make it at home. They just don't. And this one is no exception to that.
Yep.
But we're not here to talk shit on it. We're here to talk about it. So right now we have the Lion's Cocktail featuring Same Old Moses.
The Lion's
bourbon.
Tail.
Yeah. What did I say?
Lion's Cocktail. The Lion's Cock.
Sorry. It's been a long year. So yeah, the Lion's Tail Cocktail featuring Same Old Moses Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And you've got a few different things in here. You got something that we haven't used before, allspice dram.
Mm-hmm.
We got lime juice, a bar spoon or two full of simple syrup, and a couple dashes of Angostura bitters, according to the website ingredients list. But what we also added was the fee foam, a little bit of a foaming agent.
Which
for the
didn't
cocktail.
really foam at all.
Is it expired? What's going on with this foam? This is the second time I've seen you use it. You said you've used it. Whoa. See, I didn't know that was going to happen. There you go. You managed that well. So the allspice dram had a lot going in. I mean, by itself, it had a lot going on. So you only put in
a half an ounce.
And I can smell it from here. I'm like a foot away from it, and I can smell it. So I think it's going to get high marks on the nose. Give this a sniff. Very citrusy. Mm-hmm. It's got that allspice, which kind of, what did I say? Like Band-Aid, Camphofenique.
Yeah.
Some kind of medicated Band-Aid smell. But yeah, it's also kind of like a mulled cider smell.
Mm-hmm.
Smells nice. Let's try it. Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Cheers. Ooh.
Ooh.
So very citrusy.
That's different.
Oh. Yeah. So that allspice dram likes to separate itself from the rest of the cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does it want you to know that it knows everybody else in the room at the party, but you're also going to have a one-on-one.
Right.
With the allspice dram. I talk about interesting. Huh. Well, the way we usually like to do these is where the spirit takes center stage. But the allspice dram took center stage on this.
Yeah. I don't think there was any getting around that.
No.
And that's why there's only a half an ounce.
Yeah, if you drop it down to a quarter ounce, maybe the bourbon might be able to take more of the spotlight.
Maybe, yeah.
And the only difference in presentation, as far as the website and the Savor the Burn version goes, is you switched it from a coupe glass to a Nicanora glass.
Yeah, which is a type of a coupe glass.
It looks like it, yeah.
It's just taller instead of...
It looks like the bottom part of an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cut it in half, you get your plastic Christmas Easter eggs. Actually, it looks like the top half if you just turned it upside down, filled it with a delicious cocktail. It's a beautiful cocktail. And you were not a poop. You froze your coops.
Yes, sir.
That was fun. I thought about that as I hurriedly grabbed them out of your freezer, ran them down here. And by the time I got back down here, your lovely wife, Katie, Miss Katie, had been down here talking about something. But earlier, today she made us some, what do they call this? Puppy chow?
Puppy chow.
Which is very tasty. Chocolatey, peanut buttery, coated in powdered sugar. It checks all the fucking boxes. W2. That's what it does. That's weird. I don't know if my mind's playing tricks on me, but between the cocktail, the aftertaste of the cocktail, and the full taste of the puppy chow, something tasted like celery. That's beautiful. That glass glows. It's all in the lighting.
It's all in the lighting.
That's a very interesting cocktail. One of the more interesting cocktails to date. I wish we could go back and dig around and find the level of difficulty or whatever cocktails video that you sent me a long time ago. Because I would say that even though this is one of the more difficult, it's not a level 5 because you didn't mess around with the egg white, which this cocktail,
I'm gonna have to do that.
According to this presentation, it needs according to the online presentation, it needs egg white to pull off that thick foam at the top.
It does. It really does. The
if you want to go for that look, you don't need to go for that look though, because the taste on this without the egg white is still super good.
Yeah,
the egg white would add a bit of a creaminess to it.
I was getting ready to say I love this cocktail as is.
Yeah.
And egg white, aside from presentation, is going to smooth out and make all of those flavors a little creamier and a little smoother.
Yeah, kind of round off the sharp edges. And this has a lot of sharp edges for a cocktail.
Yeah. And not in a bad way.
No. This cocktail might be good smoked.
Yeah.
Because I think citrus and smoke work well together. Or with a dash or two of Aztec chocolate bitters. Because I think orange and chocolate work well together. But really,
very much so.
As is, this is a delightful cocktail. Very rich, very interesting. And somebody offered me the Lion's Tail cocktail. I would not turn it down. Does this have a story to it at all?
Not that they posted.
All right. No serving suggestion as far as what kind of party you would serve this. What kind of party would you serve this cocktail?
A pinkies up.
A pinkies up party?
I'm looking up, because I have not done that yet. Just in general, the Lion's Tail cocktail.
Okay.
I find a lot of great recipes on liquor.com.
Oh.
FYI. And Lion's Tail has one. Theirs does not have really that foamy head.
It was got foam on it.
A little bit, but not much. I feel like that is really just ice shards from shaking.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
But
okay, so like maybe they used crushed ice when they did it.
But what I'm curious about: 2 ounces of bourbon, ½ ounce of allspice, ½ ounce of lime juice, teaspoon of simple syrup, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, garnished with an orange twist. Exact same recipe.
It's not much different.
Nope.
How much allspice did you say?
½ ounce.
This is...
So, I mean, it's the same recipe.
Fucking nuts. Did it give a specific bourbon on the liquor.com?
No, it just said bourbon.
Well, I think
and
Same Old Moses might have done themselves a disservice by using this cocktail because of that allspice dram ingredient. Nothing against the allspice dram. It's very interesting, very complex.
Yeah.
But
it just has so much going on there that
it takes away from
a bourbon's not going to be able to compete with it.
Yeah. But how good is this, though? This
Yeah,
lion's
it's
tail
very
is
good.
really, really good.
You know, and this recipe calls for a spoon of simple syrup.
Uh-huh.
We've gotten to the point where our simple syrup is that
Too simple?
the Demerara rich
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
simple syrup. So it's not the same as your clear
Uh-huh.
white sugared simple syrup. It's a little bit
We
richer.
really haven't messed with that since
I mean, we haven't.
Justin Sims
We haven't gone back to it.
ruined it for us.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I heard that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Reach behind you and grab that bottle of allspice dram.
All right.
I'm curious to see what the proof is on that.
22.5% alcohol.
Okay. 44?
So, yeah. 45
Okay.
because of that 0.5.
So, for a liqueur, cordial, I think is what the
That's a cordial?
the aisle at
Total
Wine had it under was under their cordials, which they had a ton of things, and this was the only allspice one that they had.
Yeah, when you sent me this recipe, I saw allspice dram, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And you're like, I don't know, but I'm going to go to Total Wine and get it.
Tradition of the West Indies.
Huh.
I'm glad I did. And if we're only using a half ounce at a time,
This is going to last a long time.
we're going to make
You
a
stick
lot
this
of cocktails.
in your fridge? Probably.
I don't know if it needs it.
I don't either. I'd hate for, I mean, it's a wine, right? Or no?
No.
I don't know. As long as it doesn't go funky on you.
I think it was $22.
St. Elizabeth Allspice Dram.
And now I'm getting into the puppy chow.
Puppy chow's good. I'm about to eat this fucking orange.
We've got a big Tupperware dish upstairs that has a little rubber gasket around the top lid for it, and then the clamp down 4 sides, little pieces to where it really seals it. Mm-hmm. And so Katie mixes all this up in there, puts all the ingredients in there, and then just closes it down and just shakes the hell out of it.
Jesus out of it. That's a mighty fine orange. Dehydrated orange that people can find on savortheburn.com/shop. Scroll down. Throw it in your Amazon cart.
Mm-hmm.
With everything else that's in your Amazon cart.
I did that recently. I'm getting quite low on my Aztec chocolate bitters.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to go to make a cocktail and go,
Oh, no.
empty bottle.
Yeah.
Because that would really piss me off.
Right. It'd be like...
Now, granted, I have more than a dozen other options when it comes to bitters.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking to make something with my chocolate bitters,
Yeah. Nothing...
there's a reason.
Yeah. Have you ever played Oklahoma anywhere?
I have not.
I'm hoping by the end of 2024 we played Oklahoma. Burn the Gates has played Oklahoma.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Rocklahoma.
Yeah. If we can't make Rocklahoma, I'm sure I can set up something, or any of us can set up something at Badass Renee's. Badass Renee's I've been to. I played with Into Existence a few years ago now. And it seems like ancient history. But we had a good time. Renee had a couple of crock pots with some different food going on there in the on the bar top or whatever, and right next door there was a Subway, but I think now the Subway's closed down. Like I said, when we were in town there a couple months ago, when I picked up these bottles, these same old Moses bottles, we drove past Badass Renee's, and it looked like in that strip mall, Subway had moved out. Whatever. What are you thinking? You're looking at your glass like...
How are you feeling?
I feel all right. I feel good.
I'm thinking about mixing up another one with an egg white, and then we'll give it a rating.
Yeah, I have not written down any of my rating notes here.
I haven't either.
Dear listener, you're about to hear us savor the burn first. where we try the cocktail, think about it, think we can do better, and come back and do it again.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I was surprised in a good way at how quickly the coupes frosted up. So here we are, round 2 with the Lion's Tail cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
This time, same ingredients, same mixing instructions. The only difference, there's an egg white in there. We expected there to be foam at the top. There was not foam at the top.
Yeah. I don't, it didn't foam out like it usually does with
Does
with
it
an
need
egg.
one egg white per cocktail?
Technically, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but
It changed the color a little bit.
mm-hmm.
And it's definitely, I have no doubts that it's going to change the palate. Ozzy, is that you?
Speak of the devil.
You're right. One of Ozzy's albums. So weird. So weird. So smell that and tell me it doesn't remind you of shrimp.
What?
I have no idea.
Dude, I'm not picking up on that.
No? Okay. All right. All right. I don't know. Something about it. So just with the allspice alone, I think it smells great. It's definitely unique to anything else I've ever smelled as far as a cocktail goes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, fucking beautiful, as they'd say up in the Northeast area. Did you just get a palate?
Oh, I'm sorry.
fucker.
I'm sorry. Party foul.
Just because your beard's better than me. Little of that went down the wrong tube. Smooth. Oof. Go back for a second palate here. Because I done fucked myself up earlier. Yeah, it's what I thought.
It's creamier. It's those. I don't want to say harsh edges.
Sharp.
Those sharp edges.
The sharp edges on
Kind of
those
round out a little
notes.
bit.
Yeah, they've rounded out a bit. But it still tastes pretty much the same. So I think with this cocktail, the idea is to have a boozy allspice dram flavored cocktail. Because they kind of reinforced that with the Angostura bitters, because I think the bitters are similar to the allspice dram, just amplified.
Yep, 100%.
This is something. It's something else.
I think you may be right because we did this as a double pour.
Yeah,
It might have needed 2 eggs.
or maybe 1 egg and a fee foam. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't give it a light squeeze of orange over the top.
Oh, you're right. I meant to do that too.
That's all right. So still on the nose, I think it's more interesting than not. The palate, still definitely more interesting than not. So much going on there. And that's
I like this cocktail a lot.
like pretty much the majority of everything I taste is the allspice dram and the Angostura bitters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for the simple syrup being in there, and I'm thankful for the lime. I think the lime is helping with the brightness of the flavor,
Yep.
and the simple syrup is definitely counteracting something like the bitterness.
And surprisingly, between the lime and the simple syrup, they're not taken over,
Right.
which
They're so far in the back seat,
Regularly
they're in the
do.
trunk. What they're doing is they're doing the hard work of knocking down the overbearing flavors of some of the other stuff.
yeah.
Just they're sacrificing themselves for the good of the cocktail. I think this cocktail is a citrusy, acidic, botanical.
Botanical is definitely the word to use describing this cocktail.
Yeah, it's a strong, citrusy, acidic, botanical cacophony of flavor.
Take a sip of that. Now.
I just did. That's where I came up with the super citrusy.
that little expression of
Yeah,
orange. Chef's kiss.
that's the thing. Yeah. And each cocktail has a full 2 ounces
I mean,
of the spirit, which usually it's an ounce and a half.
right?
There are a few that have been 2 ounces, but like this one, they've been shaken with ice. They've had other ingredients, etc. But this one,
And let's be real and let's be honest. When we do the Savor of the Burn old fashions,
yeah,
it's a double. 4.
God bless America. So what I wrote down here is if you like your cocktails with sharp, textured flavors, this cocktail will not disappoint. Definitely worth a try at your next cocktail party. For a tip, add an egg white before shaking with ice.
You know what? I like it.
Fucker. Why you gotta say that shit as I'm trying to take a sip? Definitely tasty. But back to this cocktail. I mean, I've already had probably by now 2.5 cocktails of this because of the extra pour of what was left in the shaker, which, dear listener, just to let you in on a little inside baseball, if you're going to create this lion's tail cocktail, on the inside, there's going to be a little bit extra. Now, whether you give that to your guest, your friend, your family, or you keep that for yourself, that's up to you. That's totally up to you. However, just know that you're going to have a little extra. Now,
No, I'll clean up after everyone.
right.
Look. Hey, guys. What do you think of that cocktail?
Yeah, so after it's all said and done, this kind of has a bit of a grapefruity tartness and citrusiness to it.
I'm still just blown away at all that allspice drum brings to the table. There's so much botanicals that are in there.
It takes over the cocktail. That is the star of the show as far as what takes the spotlight on this cocktail. Do you have any final thoughts on this cocktail?
I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I'm planning on making this one up and playing around with different bourbons. Maybe pushing the ratios a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe trying a 2.5 ounce of bourbon.
I would say to make the bourbon shine, pull back on the allspice. But, I mean, look at you, Mr. More Than 3 Words. I like it. I mean, you should come up with some more stuff. I like that. So if you want me to leave these, like I said, off air, I'm more than happy to leave them here so you can check them out. If you don't want to use these, I'm more than happy to take them home because, by golly, these both have turned out stupid good.
I will say that from a cocktail standpoint, the regular straight bourbon whiskey was definitely the right choice.
You think so?
I feel like the port cask would have added something else to the mix and made it maybe not too complex, but just there's a lot going on.
I think there was more going on with the original, and every flavor that was on there was so maxed out. It was when it comes to cocktail mixing,
maybe
this might not be the best candidate for a cocktail because it's just a better candidate for a neat pour or a pour over a cube of ice. And with the ruby port cask finish, it seemed less complex somehow, even though it was the same thing, only aged in a red port cask for 14 months. It seemed like it was less complex, but still the available flavors on the profile were still intense. They were still very powerful.
Yeah.
So even that one makes a really great candidate for a neat pour or a pour over one ice cube. I'm not sure either one of these would be great in a cocktail.
True that.
Except maybe an old fashioned, because that's the old standard. But I don't know. I'm not going to try it tonight. On the nose, I gave it a 3 3/4.
I give it a 4.
No shit.
Right. That allspice, man, it hits you. It's great. There's a lot going on.
So it wowed you at least a 1/4 point more than it wowed me.
Yeah.
How about the palate?
I gave it 4.25.
I gave it a 4. What's going on? On the finish, I gave it a 3 3/4.
God damn. I gave it 4.5.
What the fuck is going on?
And the moment of truth.
Presentation, I gave it a 5.
I as well gave it a 5.
Holy shit! Why did you give this one a 5 and not any of the others? It didn't foam up like it did on the picture.
It didn't, but
it looked totally different both times that I am a fan.
I am a fan of these Nick and Nora coupe glasses.
All right,
great glass. We got great lighting. Barrel presentation. The presentation was a 5,
and the company
was a 5+.
I'm not going to argue because that's what I gave it. I don't know. I'm fucking feeling it. It's hard for me not to give anything that you do, cocktail or otherwise, a 5. So, what did your overall end up being?
8 7/8.
I gave it 8 1/4 overall. So for you, it seems like you really dig the botanical element of this cocktail, and I got to say, I do too. I think what I'm doing when I'm judging these cocktails is I'm really looking for the spirit of like the bourbon of choice. I'm really looking for it to show up in the cocktail and show me how it can perform with these other actors in the play, so to speak.
Yeah.
And this bourbon is, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much lost in there. Now, if you want to keep these bottles and or at least this bottle and try it against another bourbon, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
If
I
not,
like to do that.
it's fine. I can always take it home. I don't care. I'll drink it and eat. So I've already said my thought on it. You said your thought on it, which was way more than 3 words. Proud of you, Mr. W2. You're coming right along.
Words.
And really, I thought this was going to end up a bonus because it's a cocktail, and usually our cocktails end up as bonuses. But it ended up being almost a full episode on this.
Yeah.
Just because how different this is from other cocktails that we've had.
Yep.
It refused to conform to the Savor the Burn cocktail mold. So this one, with the addition of the egg white, I would consider this a level 5 in difficulty. So thank you for listening to this episode, whether it be full length or bonus episode of the Savor the Burn podcast. Always remember to send your feedback via email or any of our social media outlets, to be honest. Send us your feedback via voicemail on Spotify, direct message through any of our socials, or email at savortheburn.com, w2@savortheburn.com, or Jonathan at savortheburn.com. And as always remember, dear listener, no matter who you are, where you are, what you're drinking, and who you're with, always remember to keep on burning.